Hey there, good morning, and welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So it's episode number 23 of this week, which is the show in which I talk about what's going to be happening on the channel, any kind of updates, what's coming, what's going, what projects I'm working on, that kind of stuff. So this week we have basically, other than this episode, which is coming out now, we have 4 other episodes coming out. One is Ben's album challenge, which will feature the group called Flash, which for any of you who are familiar with that, were the band that Peter Banks formed after he left Yes. And they had, I think, 3 studio albums, I'm not sure, but anyways, we're doing the first one, which I think is called New Beginnings or Beginnings or something like that. But anyways, we'll be doing that. Tony Kaye actually appears on this particular album as well, but he declined to join the band. So anyways, we'll be doing that for Ben's album challenge for Sunday night, so I look forward to that. Monday, look back at a classic rock album will feature this album this week, Supertramp. I've been on a bit of a Supertramp roll lately. This is Crime of the Century. I actually had thought I had done this one, but the only one I've actually done, I believe, is Breakfast in America. So we will do this album this week, and that will be actually my 99th episode of Look Back at a Classic Rock Album. So getting close to a milestone. So Wednesday night favorites will feature, finally, Cheap Trick, my top 10 songs by Cheap Trick. Probably should have done this a few weeks ago, but other things came up, and so we're going to do that. The top 10 songs of Cheap Trick. There's not going to be a wide variety here. I basically am a 3 to 4 album Cheap Trick guy. The ones that all came roughly the same period of time. There are some stuff on the later stuff I like, but it's never really cracked my top 10. So we'll be doing that on Wednesday night in our favorites. There'll be no rock legends this week as it falls on Christmas Day, I think, or is it Christmas Eve? I'm not sure. Whatever the case is, I won't be around to do it. So, and it'll probably be the same on the following week for New Year's. So that show probably won't appear for a couple more weeks, and then it'll be back again. And then, of course, I will do a festive season-ending kind of episode that I look forward to doing, and that'll come. I'm not really sure when I'm going to do that yet, but it'll come towards the end of the week, probably Thursday. I'm guessing Thursday or Friday, anyways. Okay, so for the series this week, we have another 7 groups. I enjoyed the last week, although it was a little bit hectic. I had several bands in there. I wasn't quite sure we're going to make the grade as far as what we're doing with this, but in the end, I kept them all on, and some difficult listening, but it was interesting, and got to experience some stuff that I probably wouldn't have if I had not done this series. So for those of you who don't know what this series is about, this series is a one album per band, progressive rock albums from the 1980s. I choose one album per band, 31 albums for the month, 31 bands. Basically, it's music I've never heard before, and am trying just to give it some exposure and get some kind of exposure to it my own self, to develop my own self as well. And so it's basically on bands that maybe from bands that I've been around for a long time, have lots of their stuff, but for whatever reason I don't have this particular album. The same with the second level. It's a band that I may have had a couple of albums from, maybe 3 or 4 even, but I've not had exposure to the album that I'm doing. Number 3 is bands that I've heard of, may even heard some tracks from, but never heard this particular track or these particular albums. And then the last one is bands I've never heard of anything from before and have no experience with the album whatsoever. And those ones seem to be the most interesting, because sometimes it's they're chosen a few bands that are a little on the extreme edge that, are difficult to absorb. And I don't mean that the music is bad in any way. It's just that it's not something I'm accustomed to, so it takes a little longer for me to get the right ear to listen to them. So anyways, we have 7 episodes this week, going from Sunday, day 18, all the way to Saturday, day 24 of the month of December. We'll be doing, tomorrow, we'll be doing Marillion's Clutching at Straws album. I have had the first 2, Script for a Jester's Tear and Misplaced Childhood. Those were the 2 albums that pretty much brought Marillion to my attention. But I never went much beyond that until recently when I bought the brand new album, which I had a hard time and still don't really listen to much. But Clutching at Straws was an album that I have always thought I would want, and there it is, and so I'm going to listen to it. I don't think I've heard any tracks on this album, so it'll be interesting to see my response to that. Number 19, day 19, on Monday the 19th, December the 19th, we'll be doing a group called Done. The album is called Eros, and they're a French band. So I'm curious to see if this will be in English or in French. What we're going to be exposed to here, I have no idea. We will find out though. The next one could be difficult. I'm not really sure how to take this or how this is going to go. Tuesday, December the 20th, day 20, will feature Dejam Karat, Reflections from the Fire Pod. This band almost sounds like an Indian band. I'm not sure what they are. I can't remember what I wrote down. I don't have any kind of notes on them. So it'll be another band that's interesting to hear. I chose them to follow Done Eros because I knew they were a French band. So when I do a different language, I tend to follow with the album that comes from the groups that I know nothing about. Next up, we go back, not to the top, but because I think I only have the one album left for the top set of groups, and I'm saving that for the last week. So we'll be doing on Wednesday the 21st, day 21, we'll be doing Peter Hamel and Close at This. This might be a difficult one because I have not warmed to Peter Hamel even in the slightest, although I do like him with Amorphous Androgynous, the one that I had on my playlist recently. I didn't mind him on that, but for the most part I have not warmed up to him, so I'm hoping that this will warm the waters a bit so I can go and listen to my Van der Graaf Generator stuff as well. Okay, the next album up, I'm looking forward to this. I've heard lots about this band, as I have many of these neo-progressive rock bands that came out in the early 80s. IQ I liked a lot. Palace I liked a lot. I'm hoping the same will transpire here with Pendragon, their Jewel album, which will come out Thursday the 22nd, day 22. The remaining 2 days, so we have on the 23rd, day 23, Friday the 23rd, we will have Bird Songs from the Mazarol. I may have pronounced that or bastardized that pretty badly, and the album is called Fault Line. Or maybe it's Fault Line and the album is the other way around. I may have copied it wrong. Sometimes I'm dyslexic that way. Not that I tend to be, but that's what happens. And finally, the last album of this week will be on the 24th, Saturday the 24th, the Stormy Six, Al Volo, and this is an Italian band, so we're doing 2 different languages this week. And then we are down, after that, I think we have 5 days left, and that will be the 5 remaining albums. I've tried to space them out a bit so that there's a little bit of variety here. But I think it'll be a good week. It's an interesting one, if nothing else. Coming up in the Christmas, of course, we'll be doing an album haul at the end of the month, which we always do every month without fail. Don't have too much currently on the stack here, just a couple of Bruce Springsteen things. But today is my shopping day, so that might change. That could change. Also, I'll be going out of town for a couple days, and I plan to look in a couple stores I plan to visit. So, and I might even visit the Laser's Edge for one or two as well. So we'll see what happens. It will depend on my company and how they're going to treat me at Christmas, I guess. Always counting the chickens before they hatched, eh? Okay, so, and then, of course, there'll be a new series. I'm thinking seriously that there will be a new series for the month of January. I've got a couple of ideas. I'm milling them over. Anybody else has an idea that they want to explore? Maybe next month or maybe the month after, I may go that route for them. I will be doing another favorite songs of a certain year in the new year. Maybe in March, I'm thinking. I don't like to do them back to back or too many in a row. Kind of it's not really exciting or friendly or whatever. So I may do that as well. So, anyways, I'm enjoying this particular month's series quite a bit, and we will do one final episode after the 31st episode comes out, and it's basically I'm just going to rank the albums by the one-off listening to and by how I felt about them in general, where I might be going forward with them. So what I'll do is I'll do my 31st favorite and all the way to first, pretty much the same way I always do with these things, but this will be a ranking just for the series albums only, and then I'll just tell you how I feel about the bands or the album going forth, like whether I'm going to buy it, whether I think this is something that I could get into, or possibly why it might not be something I'm going to get into. Anyways, just a little discussion about all the 31 albums kind of at the end with a ranking. So I think that'll be fun to do as well. Anything else that I can think of? No, I think that's pretty much it for this week. Anybody has any requests or any thoughts on any of the stuff that I'm doing, by all means, send me a message and I will answer it, provided you're not taking a slice out of me. I don't take well to people taking slices out of me. They take too big of a slice, I just won't answer. That's all there is to it, And you know what? I don't mind criticism. I really don't. Provided it has some kind of meaning to it. Some people just like to take you down, and they don't really have any kind of purpose other than to take you down. If that's all they want to do, I don't even really understand the purpose of it, right? But if they've got a purpose for saying what they say, great. All the power to them. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, please like if you did and subscribe. It's much appreciated. And we'll be back again probably later tonight with the Ben's album challenge, which looks like it's going to be pretty interesting. I do have some familiarity with this particular group. Not so much the album, but the group anyways. And so it'll be interesting to give it a listen to and see how it goes. Anyways, you take care, and we will see you very soon. Have a good day. Bye.